So it's another day, and I've been coding for the past more than 4 hours now, and it's been one frustration to the other, but finally I was able to fix it. If you can see, so I was trying to implement the authentication. When I started off, my plan for the day was to finish up the user registration that I started yesterday, and afterwards I will look at the user login, that's authentication. And I don't know, I managed to convince myself to switch from JavaScript to TypeScript. So for the first 2 hours, that was the transition that I was doing. All the code I wrote yesterday, I had to make sure they are all type safe, and it took me forever because I was running into various problems that I didn't anticipate, and I needed to debug it and be able to fix it. Eventually, 2 hours later, I was able to fix it. Then I started working on the login. When I started working on the login tool, there's challenges that I'm trying to make this as robust as possible, and also thinking about scalability. So I'm trying to implement all the industry, the practices, good practices that are the industry standards, if I should say. So I was reading around it. Previously, when I've set up authentication or login systems, I had manually managed in terms of me writing the code to handle that, to manage the authentication. But this time around, I decided to use a package that is available known as Passport. And to configure Passport, it's my first time using it, and it's been a hell. I've been trying everything, but finally I got a hang of it, because I think the problem that I was facing is I didn't appreciate how Passport was going to work, but over time, through try and error, I've been able to figure it out. And the problem was really about whether to use sessions or to use JWT. And in the previous ones that I've created, I've always used JWT. So it's easier for me that way. So I needed to really understand the differences and which one would serve me better in this case. And eventually I settled with JWT because I don't want to be making database requests every now and then when a user is making a request on the site. And that's what the server side sessions will do, unless if I use an in-memory session handler, but I do not want to go that route right now. So I'm settling on using JWT, and yeah, so far so good. One funny thing I can see on my screen right now, I don't know if it's possible for you to see, but down here somewhere I have it gets here. So for those of you who know JavaScript, you know that console log is one of the big things when it comes to debugging. So I had to put that in one of my controller functions to make sure that I want to know that is the problem before that end or that point, or does the problem comes after that point. So if it gets there and I see the message, it gets here, then I know that, oh, everything before it is probably working fine, and something after it is broken, or maybe the cause of the problem. So I'm excited about it. Now a user can log in. Let me show you that. So I've tested that over here. I don't know if you can see it. I doubt that you can see it. Yeah. So I have tested this, and when you log in, it gives you this token that you are seeing here, and it says status is success. So that is what we will use. That token is actually what we refer to as the JWT token, and it contains the user ID. So anytime the user is trying to access anything on the website, I'm about to write another what you refer to as a middleware. So anytime a user is trying to access something on the site, it's going to check against that to make sure that the user ID, grab the user ID from this token, and whatever logic that I put implements is going to check that against that logic, and make sure that the user has access to what they need to have access to, or they are denied access if they are not authorized to do that. So it's been, it's quite late right now. I'll try and write one more function before I go to bed, and I want to feel like I've conquered a day because it wasn't going well, but now it's going well. So let me see if I can finish up by writing my last function. It is now 1:35, and I think I'm done. I have to go get some sleep. So I've done quite a lot of work already. If you can see, I've written quite a number of controller functions. So a function to update the user email, function to reactivate the accounts, login attempts, and log them out if they exceed a particular amount, user role management, so to be able to update the user role and all. So I've written quite a number of functions. Those are the controller functions. But I'm yet to create the route for it. So it's not complete yet. The models are there already. So all I need right now is to create the route for them, then begin to test them. But I'm feeling a bit tired right now. But I have a meeting tomorrow morning. My first meeting is like 9 a.m. So I need to go get some sleep right now so that I'll be able to wake up early and start work. All right, so we'll continue tomorrow evening. See ya.